When I was in Ayurvedic school, we were really lucky. We had this wonderful couple come over from India, the Leles. He was a surgeon and she was an OBGYN. I think they probably are still practicing, I would hope. And they were wonderful, and they taught part of our herbology course. And one of the things they taught us was that the way Ayurvedic medicine views herbs as in the dialect of healing is as a last course, not a first course. So they use the analogy of parenting a teenager, which I personally love. And they use the analogy of the teenager is the symptom, let's say. And the first thing you do would not be to bring in the militia to make sure the teenager does the right thing. You'd bring in the grandparents. So if mom and dad weren't getting the job done at helping the teenager understanding how to obey the rules, you wouldn't bring in the herbs, you'd bring in the grandparents. And the grandparents were bringing in the daily practices. So you'd bring in dinacharya and try to help the symptom stay calm, not become more problematic, or even heal it. Or maybe the daily use of asana and pranayama and your meditation practice. Maybe chanting, if you were someone that was working devotionally with chanting, would be part of your practice. Or if you were someone who practiced mantra would be part of your practice. But that would be considered the first realm of healing. And then the second realm of healing would be if the grandparents weren't getting the job done and there was still, this teenager wasn't listening, there were still problems at bay, you would call the local police officer in, right? You wouldn't go get the militia. You'd bring the local police officer in. And the local police officer would be someone that lived in your town, that maybe knew the family, that had some relationship. And so that would be the spices and the way you take your 6 tastes in your foods. So if your daily practice, your dinacharya and your asana, pranayama, meditation was not holding you enough in that way, then you might start thinking a little bit more about how you bring in the external world. And that would be how you bring in the 6 tastes, right? How you maybe would then use spices, not herbs, spices. Maybe I'll bring in some cloves today, or maybe a little less black pepper, or maybe a little bit of salt today, or more honey, something more sweet, more rice in my food. So you're bringing in something from the outside world to treat your body, physical body and mind. Then if that wasn't working, if we still had a problem with this rowdy teenager, this symptom at bay, then we would go a little bit further. And then we might look toward the National Guard. I'm not sure what the Indian equivalent is, but the National Guard here in the US. And that's where we would start to look at doing some other practices in Ayurvedic medicine. So maybe we bring in Shirodhara, for example, or Abhyanga by an outside practitioner, Garshana, Vishesh, one of the body treatments. See if we needed to do something that was a little bit outside of the realm of our daily practice and our cleansing practice of dinacharya, and a little bit more than our 6 tastes. And we'd be working more with the physical body through the massage or through using medicinal oils in that way. That's when the herbs first start coming in, but usually through what's called rasayana, or restorative use of herbs. And then finally, that wasn't working. We couldn't get anything to work here for this irascible teen. Then we would call in the militia. We would call in the herbs.